Boom, hey internets. Great question brought up by a subscriber or a follower on Instagram. And so this conversation has to do with getting the best pricing for production. So the way that I do that, it doesn't matter what type of production, right? So the lion's share of you guys are gonna get started with t-shirts and hats. That's a big thriving industry almost on its own. The same thing we would do to quote from a screen printer is the same thing that we would do for a international or a cut and sew company that we might do in another country such as Pakistan or China. And what we would do is just quote against each other. So it's the same thing as getting something expensive installed in your house or what you would do with a mechanic. We would literally just put everybody's quote against each other. And in terms of dealing with vendors, what you want to do is start to deal with a few different ones to see what the relationship ends up being like, to see what each interaction is like, see how they respond in terms of communication, how quick their turnaround times are, and all of that. So I'm going a little further, but that's the next question that gets asked is who do I go with? Or maybe it's the first question you're asked is who do I go with? And so I kind of have a spread gun attack where it's like you'll give a couple people a chance. I would narrow down the prices, give a couple vendors a chance, but keep track of all of that data, right? I mean, there's gonna be a feeling where you're gonna see who comes out first, second, and third, right? But it actually takes a longer control period. Going along with that testing analogy, you wanna test a couple products and a couple drops with the top 3 companies that you go with, and on the peripheral you want to keep looking for more opportunities with other vendors unless you just feel completely solid with 2 of the 3. But production is crazy, it always changes, and you never know. There's also always a new player in the game, and you never know what can happen with your first and second runner. So that is why production management alone is a full salary, full-time job in a bigger company, okay? And so again, by putting the companies next to each other, you can see price. And I also want to say that price is not everything. I've said this before. There might be someone who's slightly more expensive, but the service is better and they're more dependable, right? So in a way, you get what you pay for. But how do you get the best pricing? Again, just put the numbers against each other, but control all of that data. So I would use an Excel sheet or a spreadsheet to capture all of that data from the beginning all the way to the end, and as you continue to keep testing for drops. Okay, on CBA, I've already created a solution to help you get started with the template for that sheet. It's called the quote production or the financial projection document, and it basically just lists all of the vendors that you have in play and the kind of pricing that they're giving you. And of course, you can completely edit this template. If you were taking a look at that, I would have you take a look at the production doc bundle, because the whole thing altogether is really cheaply priced and you get 5 different documents instead of just this one. Either way, you could take a look at both of them at CBA. If you had any other questions on this or anything else, you could drop it all down below, or you could call me at this number here. It's gonna get my cell phone every single time. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.